Hey, book lovers. Welcome back to Shelf Addiction, the podcast where we dive deep into the pages of thriller and fantasy reads. I'm your host, Tamara, and today we are covering the end of the duology, Peaches and Honey. But first, a quick heads up. If you crave the full visual experience and want to ditch the ads, head on over to Patreon. You'll unlock ad-free video episodes, exclusive after shows, and other bonus content. Spotify listeners' premium content is available there as well. If you want even more bookish banter, join our community over on the Book Clubs app. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening. Speaking of community, I'm thrilled to welcome back my fantasy series bestie and co-host Casey from Heart Phillip Inc. Welcome back, Casey.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here as well. Before we begin, you guys, you can find the links for both of us below in the show notes. So click around, do all the things. We appreciate you for doing that. Before we start, as always with book chats, you are getting a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, we talk full spoilers here. You've been warned. Today, we are discussing These Godly Lies, written by Rochelle Retta, which is Peaches and Honey Book 2. There is no audiobook today. As of recording, no audiobook. I assume it's going to be Olivia King, same as before. Actually, I think it comes out in a few weeks, I think.
Oh, a few weeks from now?
Yeah, I think we missed the audiobook by like maybe 3 weeks, I think. Anyway.
Ouch.
Published June 6, 2024 by Tor Books and 2B Macmillan Audio. The ebook is 320 pages, and I don't know how long the audiobook's going to be. So, Casey, would you kindly read the synopsis?
After spending 8 centuries witnessing the world's cruelty, has finally found peace in the simple life she's made for herself with Chiron, the shape-shifting god who gifted her with immortality. It is, she knows, too good to last. When her existence and her stolen immortality is discovered, Anna and Chiron must abandon the home they have built together if they hope to escape the wrath of the all-powerful god they call the First. But they can't hide forever, and fighting means certain death until they learn that they may not be the only immortals who wish to see the First fall. With everything at stake, only one thing is certain. Fear isn't only for mortals. Fear is for them all.
Okay, so what did you think when you finished the last page of this book?
Can I give like a disclaimer really fast?
Please do. Please do.
If anybody listening has never listened to us before, like if this is your first time on the podcast, please stop listening right now and go find a different podcast. I promise we are much nicer and better than we're going to be in this episode. This episode is...
Unless you enjoy mean reviews.
Unless you
around.
Enjoy us ripping a book to shreds.
Yeah, then
I
stick
promise
around.
We're nicer. But like this podcast is not a good one to be your first.
But you know what, though? Keeping it real. You're right. We do try to be nice, and we try to give a full rounded POV of, good and negative. And I actually have a couple good things. So, I mean, it's not totally negative for me, but we tell the truth no matter what.
We're honest in our opinions. Yes.
Yeah,
and we're going to be very honest today. And if you've listened to us before, you know, you're fine.
We've been down this road a couple of times. It's not completely new.
So like if you've been on this journey with us, you know where this is going. You're in for the ride. You're good. But if this is your very first time hearing us talk, please go find a different episode. We're so much nicer.
Or stay, grab some popcorn and a glass of wine and have a good time laughing at us talk some shit, because that's what's going to go happen, I think. So, okay.
So high level, it ended as a romance novel should, with both of them alive and happy and regaining their immortality. But I'm going to break the mold and say I think they should have died.
Okay. I never thought I'd hear you say that about a romance.
But this is not a romance. This has never been a romance. This is a literary fiction with historical and some magic, and it is not a romance in any other form. Like, it doesn't follow the genre rules. And therefore, I think it would have been a much better story if that last chapter had been them having a baby, living a couple decades together, and then dying in their bed peacefully
I
because of
can't
old
believe you
age.
said have a baby.
I know, but
I
she
can't
had her
believe two
period
things
and they
out of
started
your mouth.
talking
Oh my
about it,
God.
and I was like, "Oh my god," and then she got immortal, but, like, no, like, for a literary fiction, they could have had a baby and then died happily ever after, and it was not a romance.
Okay, so I want to see how Tor Books classifies this
I've
because
seen it classified as a romantasy
yeah,
everywhere, and
all
it's
the
not.
genre tags on Goodreads, the first one is fantasy, romance, romantasy, fantasy, romance, then historical fiction, adult historical. So and I said this for the first book. I said this doesn't feel like a
It's
romance to me.
not. Their relationship is so second thought to her entire life, all 800 years. And she says this repeatedly throughout the book. She's only spent a couple decades with him and been alive for 800 years. This is more like a situationship.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right.
So anyway, like if we labeled this rightly as literary fiction with a hint of magic and
We would
all
have
of the
never picked it up,
historical
number
whatever,
1.
instead of romantasy, I think it would have been truer to the story and better if they had died as mortals. But if they are calling it a romance, at least they're alive. I will say that.
I thought, "Oh, I'm glad they didn't kill them," only because I usually like a realistic ending. I usually would go
Mhm.
for it. But I was like, I felt so bad for Karen. I said, "Damn, you're, like, suffering horribly. Just hurry up and die or hurry up and let that tree grow." I'm like, "What's gonna come first? Either he's gonna die or the tree's gonna grow." I didn't know.
Honestly, when she woke up and she's like, "Oh my god, I woke up in blood." I was like, "Is it his blood? Did he die in the middle of the night?"
I thought it. I said, "Oh, the first thing." I said, "She hasn't had a cycle in 800 years. She didn't
Mhm.
know what the heck was going on at first."
I mean, that's nice that you don't have a cycle while you're immortal.
Um, so at the end, I was kinda like I said, I was happy that they became immortal again, but then I
Mhm.
had another thought. I said, "I wonder if they're gonna share anything else that comes off that tree, or are they just gonna leave the tree and whoever finds it finds it?" Because she kinda implied that the tree will release the fruit to who deserves
Yeah.
it or who they want to. Are they gonna go find their friends and tell their friends, "Hey, nah, 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 we're not human anymore, but you are. Boo, sorry." They're gonna rub
If
it in.
anyone, they should do it for Kaya, the goddess under the water, but the others, nah,
Yeah.
they can go live their mortal lives.
Yeah. I don't know. I was happy to finish it because it was
Mhm.
really a struggle bus for me. Like when I
Same.
started this book, I first off, I wanted to cry because the audiobook wasn't available. And I kind of use the audiobook as a crutch for things I really don't enjoy that much
Mhm.
because I can just listen at any given moment while I'm doing something else.
Yes.
So I want to say about 50% through, I found this nifty thing on the Kindle that's always been there, but I've never used it. And it's
Uh,
that adaptive reading. So it's really like if you can't see, it's really meant for that. It's not a real narrator. It's like AI, kind of sounds robotic. But
uh,
I was able to twerk that thing up to like 2x and kind of like read along with it. And it kind of, it was
mhm.
immersive reading and that
Yeah,
helped me. I got through it in 2.5 days. I started
that's
this thing on
good.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
um, it's now Tuesday evening.
Yeah, no,
So,
you powered through it.
yeah, I got it done, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, thank God for this little nifty thing on this Kindle," because, it was in the Kindle app. I was like,
Mhm.
"If it wasn't in there, I would have been, oh my god, looking half crazed by now trying to finish this book." So, um, I'm glad it's over. On a side note, I don't wanna say I regret, but I almost dread trying new people now because it's
Mhm.
so risky. It's so
It's
risky.
so hit or miss,
Yeah.
and I had such high hopes, and this is part I blame marketing on this
Mhm.
because this is not a romantasy at all. And so when I read that first chapter, that sample chapter, I was like, okay, it's a little slow, but if it follows the genre rules, it will be an excellent book. And then
Mhm.
it didn't follow the genre rules.
Mhm.
It's well written, it's just not a romantasy. It's not a genre book.
No.
And so having genre expectations on it means it does not meet my expectations, and then therefore I am disappointed.
Although I feel like the author tried to kind of make this book more romance forward, like with all the little segments of them like being cuddle up and stuff
They're
and
together,
yeah.
they're just in love because they're in love and there's no explanation for their relationship. They're just happy and they just want to make each other happy forever and always, no matter what.
Yeah.
There's no conflict, there's no growth. They're just
Mhm.
happy, happy, happy.
Yeah, they're in their little sex bubble, really.
It's the honeymoon phase because they
Mhm.
never got one over the last 800 years.
Yeah, and the honeymoon phase does make you think, "I'll do anything for this person," because you haven't really gotten sick of them yet.
Exactly.
Where you would stop and question if you wanna cut your finger off or not. Like, "Do I wanna do that? I don't know. Can I get this thing off another way?" I'm like, "I don't remember when the
But
thing
she could
got,
just
like."
pull it off. I thought she pulled it
Yeah.
off at a different time.
Well, she never pulled it off, but I think she was, like, playing with it and,
Yeah, no, she played with it a lot, but I thought she slipped it off. I don't know. I thought she was being dramatic when she cut off her
oh.
finger.
I thought so too, because 'cause I'm like, "Wouldn't the ring just come off?" Like, I didn't
I
think it was,
thought,
like,
like, she's
sealed
been
to your
twisting it and
hand.
playing with it the whole
Right.
time.
Like, just take the ring off. I don't know. I mean, and if the author wanted to make us forget that she could take the ring off, she could say
Like,
or
she
I
could
don't know.
try pulling it off for 5 seconds.
Right. Yeah, or she could say, this I don't know, I banged my hand and my knuckle got big," or I don't know, just
I
give me
punched
something.
somebody finally, and now my knuckles are swollen, so I'm gonna cut it
Yeah.
off.
Right. I'm like, "You gonna chop your hand off, girl?
Girl.
Not your finger." That's crazy. No, thank you. That scene, I'm like, "Why did she do that? Just take the ring off."
None of it made sense. That's the other thing about this book. Nothing made sense to me. And
Mm.
I just kept going, am I dumb or is this just not tracking?
No, you're not dumb. And honestly, I kind of called it. I said it's gonna be more of the same at a slower rate of time passing, which is
Yes.
exactly what it was. So the people that love this one love the first one because they enjoyed that style, so they
Mhm.
got more. For us that really didn't, it was more of the same, but like I said, there was just one small difference. I feel like, there was a little more romance, and like you mentioned last time, you said the fighting is gonna make it more interesting, and when we finally got there, I feel like it was like 75% when things started, like,
It
really
was
picking up.
80% before Anna finally did anything to fight for herself. We were
Yeah,
80% of the way into the book. I yelled,
yeah.
"Fucking finally!" out loud.
Was that when she killed old boy in the,
Yeah, when she
thing?
killed the time stopper guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
But they've
erased
been
everybody's
running since I
names.
think 75% or something they
Yeah, they
left.
ran
That's
into
when
him.
things yeah, I think that's when things got interesting to me is when they finally started running,
Well,
and
technically, they were running at page 100, but it was the most
supposedly.
boring, "Why are you running and not planning? You're just running, and you're gonna be a monk, and you're gonna run. What are
Yeah,
you
that's true,
doing?"
they hid out for a while, and I don't
So, there was a little bit of a plot this time, but it was still so, like, secondary to them just like, "We're gonna hang out here, and we're gonna go here,
we're gonna
and
hide.
let's be tourists in India, and let's go be monks, and let's look at what's happening in the world, and let's go live in Australia."
We're gonna live under the water for a while,
I
but
thought
they
so
didn't.
too. They were there like a year, maybe?
Was it a year? My god, it felt like it was really fast. I didn't even think they stayed there that long.
Maybe not. Those
Hmm.
time jumps were so weird.
Yeah, they were really short. Some of them were really, really short. It's hard to keep track of it, and I did not attempt to.
Same.
But I just know, like, from the beginning, that kid that she took in was, like, 12 or 13,
Mhm.
and at the end, they said he was middle-aged, so I'm gonna guess, like, 30 or 40,
Yeah.
maybe.
So she got him in, like, 1956, I believe, and then I think
Mm.
1975 or 76 is when they went back.
Yeah, so
It's a
late,
good
mid-70s.
20-ish years.
Yeah, so he's, like, in his late 30s, maybe?
I think so.
So, yeah, because when she got him, he was already a tween already, he wasn't
Mhm.
a baby by any means.
Mhm.
Actually, that kid actually was kind of fun to read. The way he was checking Kieran, he's like, "What,
Mhm.
aren't you his mistress or some shit? Like, don't he have a whole family?" He had an attitude with him for real. Like, yeah, he let him treat you like that. Like, I was like, "Dang."
I loved him, but also I hated Anna for loving him more than her first son back in book 1. I need to slap Anna around for this because she left her first son,
Who was an adult
who was an
adult.
adult, on his wedding day because she thought the townspeople were going to talk about her. There was no real danger. She just had to be a martyr. She just had to be like, I don't age and people are going to talk about me and I've been here too long, so I'm going to leave on your wedding day and never see you again.
I think, again, this would have been a great opportunity for the author to throw a couple lines in there to make us feel that Anna has some kind of character growth.
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, I feel so bad about this before, but I've since learned
Mhm.
XYZ." Like, give us not a chapter, a paragraph, like a 5 or 6 sentence
Any
paragraph
sort of character
that,
development.
yeah, that showed us why she felt differently about this kid versus her son
Because she
at
was
that
with her
time.
son for over a decade.
Yeah,
Over a
longer
decade,
than
like
that.
15
Yeah,
years, and then she
yeah,
left him on his wedding day and
yeah.
never saw him again, but this kid she's had for, like, a month. Karan comes home and is like, "You need to send him away because there's actual legitimate danger, people are trying to kill us," and she's like, "No, I'm gonna keep him because I want a kid." And I was
Wow.
just like, "Do you want him to die?"
Well, again, Anna inserts herself and tries to be the hero.
Mm.
And she noticed racism towards him because he's like, what, Japanese or something?
Yeah, because he was in an internment camp.
Yeah. And, she wanted to save him. Her
Mhm.
forever, let me save people. And
Mhm.
Karen was kind of like, what are we doing here? What happened? I went away for like, it wasn't even that long. It was like 2 weeks or
Yeah.
6 weeks or something. And you came back and you got a kid. Like, what's happening? He was like even thrown by it. So I wish that we had gotten a little more insight to what made her choose that because she did help him. She paid
She
for his
did help
groceries.
him, but it's
Yeah.
her martyrdom where she's like, "I have to save all the kids. I have to put their life before mine. I have to," she could have given him gold and sent him to Canada or something. Like, she didn't need to keep him.
No, she didn't. And what ultimately confused me about Anna was, at the end when she becomes human again and has that
Mhm.
cycle and
Mhm.
Kieran asks her about kids, she's like, I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I think my opinion has changed. But I'm like,
Why? Because he
right.
can't abandon them?
What happened? Because 2 seconds ago, it seemed like you were trying to save all the kids, collect all the kids. I don't understand what changed and when, where you went from this need to, like, have a kid in your
Mhm.
proximity to now you can have a child, and you said, "Nah."
Yep. Who knows what's going on in her brain? I don't.
What was the development? Again, more character development was missing.
Mhm. Any character development. She has
Yeah,
not changed at
no.
all since the very first chapter of book 1.
Yeah,
Again, like, it
she
was
is the same.
80% of the way into book 2 before she finally started fighting back. She had so many opportunities over the last 800 years to learn how to fight, learn how to defend herself or take care of the kids,
Mhm,
and now, she finally knows how to fight.
mhm,
And even then, it was just a lucky stabbing.
mhm.
Just a lucky stabbing.
It was a lucky stabbing, literally. She lucked out on that one.
Yeah, no. It was so frustrating. Like, over and over and over again, there would be times where Kieran was fighting other people and Anna would just stand there. Like, there was that one scene where she had the knife in her pocket, and she just stood there while he fought, what's her name?
Yeah. She was,
And
like, choking him out on top
yeah,
of him, and she's just standing there. I'm
she's
like,
like,
"Do
"I think she's on
something!"
top because the hair is flying back and forth, but I don't know. I
She
just
coulda
feel
ran over
like
there and stabbed her in the back. I don't
right?
know.
Anything." I was like, "You have the knife.
Right.
Silas gave you the knife for a reason.
Yeah.
Why aren't you using it?" And she's just
She's
like,
weak.
"I have to use it to chop off my own finger."
She's weak in some ways, but then she sticks her hand in a burning tree,
Because something internally was pushing her to do it.
and that didn't make any sense to me either. I said, "Why did you go stick your hand in there?" Wait, at first I thought it was the ring that she pulled out. I'm like, "Was it the ring that—"
Thought there was gonna be the ring too, or like a pearl or
Yeah.
something.
I'm like, "It's a pit." I couldn't understand. I said, "Guess what? Guess who's not going back to try to figure that out?"
Nope.
Moving
No.
on.
Next sentence.
Next. Yeah. She was very, I don't know, there was nothing about her to kind of, like, root for or like, really.
And I don't understand why Karan is so in love with her. All of those little chapter headers are just like, "She's so pretty. I like to see her smile. I love her. I would die for her." I'm like, "Why? What does she do for you? She takes care of the kids.
Nothing.
What does she do for you?"
It's slim pickings, that's the problem. Think about it.
Yeah.
Silas hooked up with what's his face.
Mhm.
The other woman from the sea was hooked up with, the witch lady before
Who
she
was his
died,
mother, so that's
who
like
was
an
his
aunt
mother.
to him,
So
so
all the gods are kind of, like, commingling because it's
mhm.
not like you can just go be with a human.
I
So,
mean, you could, but they die after a couple
you see
decades.
how they didn't like that, and then they got even more pissed when they saw she wasn't human
Right.
anymore. So, yeah, I think he connected to her or latched on to her because that's all he had.
That yeah. Yep, which
He
does
didn't
not
have an
make for
ex.
good romance story.
No.
You're the only other immortal, so let's
Same for
be in
her.
love.
Same for her.
Yeah.
I almost would have found it more interesting had she had a couple of lifetimes of boyfriends.
Mhm.
And maybe she got married 3 or 4 times. That might have been more interesting.
Oh, absolutely.
I
But
don't
no,
know.
she just had to live her simple life, doing nothing, not growing
She
as a
didn't even have
character.
female friends. She didn't even have girlfriends.
No, she didn't have any friends.
That is whack. And then the only people that she brought around her were these 2 random kids that she felt a need to protect. That's so weird.
It's very
Like,
weird.
yeah,
And there was even a
underdeveloped.
line in here where she talked, like, during the last battle, she was like, "I am a child compared to all of these great immortals." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Some of them are not that much older than you. Why are you still acting like you're a teenager and they're grown-ass adults when they're only 900 and you're 800?"
Who's 900? Who was the younger one? I thought they were all much older.
Oh, I thought somebody was 900.
Mm-mm. I thought they were all much older.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I
Again, I
mean,
was
I don't
not paying
know.
that much attention.
Even if, like, hypothetically, let's say she's 800 and the youngest one of them was 1,500 years old, that's still, I
But
don't
again,
know.
like, she's 800 years old.
Mhm.
Yes, she's lived a mortal life, but like she's lived in this world for 800 years. What's so different between her life and theirs? Why does
I don't
she
know.
have to still be a child compared to them? When they
She doesn't
treat the
have
other
to
guy, the fire starter kid who's in a child's body, they treat him like a child
because he looks like a
because
child.
he looks like a child. Does Anna look like a child?
No, she looks like an adult, or at least an older teenager. At least she looks at least
She was
like
in
20
her
years
early
old.
20s when she was
Yeah,
changed.
so she looks at least like, well, then I
Mhm.
think they looked even older when they were younger, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, she looked like an adult.
Yeah, no, she looked like an adult, but they still treated her like a child.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish. maybe we could have got some more clarity on that as well, because we really didn't know how old any of those gods were. We just know, I don't know.
And we just know that they were all old.
Which, okay, speaking of old, I feel like I missed part of explanation of why Karen was what his normal form was. Why was he just old when he found the tree, when he got the
No, he
peach?
was a child when he found the tree and they gave it to him.
But how did his body age like that?
I don't know. I think he had some type of
He
disease,
did. He did.
but she didn't say what type of disease, just that he had like aches and pains and couldn't get out of bed and
So, okay. So okay, so okay. Let me get my thoughts together.
yeah.
So when she originally told him, I want to see your form, like in the first book, I want to see you. He
Mhm.
appeared in this way.
No.
I just what was it?
I
Did he
don't
show
know, but he's never shown this face before. Like, this is a
No,
new
I
face.
know. That's the
Yeah.
point. I thought that that was his face
I
because
did
she
too.
insisted so bad that that was his face. And then when when he loses and go all the power and goes back to human, he's this old ass fucking man. I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? Why was there no conversation on why you look like this? Like, yeah, you even if you had some disease that made you a frail child, which would have been why you were discarded,
Mhm.
if you become a frail human, that's fine, but why do you look the way you look? Because everyone else, when they turned immortal, they stopped aging.
Mhm.
None of the other ones got old. They
Yep.
just started aging again.
Yep.
So why, sir, do you look like an old man? Explain that
Well,
to me.
somehow he aged after eating the peach.
Mm,
Again, like, these are giant plot holes. But he was given the peach as a child, and he
and
ate
then
it
he grew
as
up.
a child, and he was still able to grow up and age a bit. Don't know how, don't know why it worked for him and not the fire starter kid who ate
Yeah.
the peach and remained a child forever
With a temperament of a
with the
child.
temperament of a child because everybody treats him like a child because he looks like a child.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, there's no
There's so many
explanation for
gaps.
that. There's no explanation for his different face. Anna just
Yeah.
looked into his eyes and she's like, I know it's you, and let's dye your hair. I'll take care
Even
of
though
you.
his eyes were a whole ass different color,
Mhm.
they're brown
Yeah.
as human.
Yeah. Who fucking knows? Who knows?
And then she made a point to oh, the blue eyes with the green specks are back at the end. I'm like, girl, shut up. Shut up about those
Shut
fucking
up.
eyes. We know you love those eyes, girl. That's the hottest thing on him are his blue and green eyes. I don't know. It just seems so weird. Like he's all old man. Like
Mhm.
he couldn't even. I literally thought about that for like 20 minutes. I'm like, when did this motherfucker get old? Like, I don't understand what just happened.
I don't get it either. Genuinely does not, none of it makes sense. It all
Yeah.
contradicts itself. It does not
I mean, at least
align
give
with
us some
anything.
give us some Twilight explanation. Hell,
Right?
even the aging kids in Twilight who are half breeds stop aging at a
Mhm.
certain point. Make that the reason why he looks how he looks and
Mhm.
he was able to age. Make another reason up. And then make a different reason. You got this like childlike God that reminds me of Claudia
Yes.
from what you call it, Anne Rice's vampire series, who's a child and stayed a child, acting
Mhm.
like a damn child, pretty
Mhm.
much,
Mhm.
even though that they were aged. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense at all.
And then she kept saying, okay, so the first kept saying,
Mhm.
what's your gift? You know that part where they were like trying to investigate what her gift was? And they're like, I don't have one. I don't have one. I said, obviously she can withstand all the other gifts. That's
Mhm.
her gift.
Mhm.
And none of them figured that shit out.
Nope. Nope.
So until then, right then, she
Right
figured
then at the
out.
very last second, that's when they discovered it.
Oh my God. Oh, so annoying.
So annoying. There's no real plot, there's no character development, there's no consistency with the magic, there's no goal other than, like, we need to hide and then maybe kill the first eventually, but also never kill the first because we need to hide forever. Like, they had 2 decades to come up with a
Yeah.
plan to kill the first,
Yeah. Instead,
and
they
they didn't
just,
talk about it.
no, they
The
were
one
just
time,
living in
what's his
denial.
name? The guy who helped them, he was like, "We should kill the first," and Quran was like, "No, fuck that, we're gonna hide forever." Like, okay, yes, go hide in a monastery, but talk plans. Talk about how you want to try and kill the first. Talk about his weaknesses. What do you think would kill him? Like, they could have been planning this whole time.
Well, that also makes him unattractive
Mm,
because he just wanted to go hide and
mhm.
cry about being human, acting human,
Uh-huh.
and being like, so
He was
sacrificing
so
everything
annoying.
to not use his powers. That's not sexy at all.
Not at
That's
all.
like
It was
desert
annoying.
level sexy. Dry as a
Uh-uh.
desert.
And that I think that was the only reason Anna was with him is because she doesn't know how to make plans either, so she's following his lead. Which is dumb because she's an 800-year-old woman who should know how to make plans.
She's still acting like she's 20,
Mhm.
which I mean, you gotta I don't know. I don't know. It just there's a lot of inconsistencies there.
So many inconsistencies. So little anything. Like, it really was like the author just wanted to write about the world and
Yeah.
write about all these different moments in history
Yeah.
and just threw in magic to talk about the world,
Right.
which is fine, again, but
Mhm.
call it literary historical fiction.
Mhm.
Don't call it romantasy because this is not romantasy.
Right. It's not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah. That was a big no.
That was a big letdown.
Don't mislead us. Just tell us
Yeah,
what it is and let us decide if we want that or not.
exactly. Like, I know
You know.
romantasy is the hot button right now,
Mhm.
but if you tell your readers it's one thing and then give them something else, they're gonna be pissed.
Mhm.
And rightfully so, because each
Mhm.
genre has its own rules. This would be
Yeah.
like giving you a thriller or a murder mystery and nobody dies in the book. Then, like, what
Like,
are you scared for? Who are you trying what murder are you trying to solve if nobody's dead? Like, you
yeah.
wouldn't do that with any other genre. So don't do it with romantasy. Call it historical fiction, call it literary fiction, call it whatever, but, like, don't call it romantasy because it's not.
Right. Yeah, that's a clear bait and switch.
Mhm.
And people are not calling it out as such for some reason. I wonder why. The people who liked it, I guess, they just are like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's annoying, and it's
Yeah.
frustrating, and it's
Okay,
big
let's
heavy
take a
sigh.
quick break. This is a great time to take a break. You guys, we're gonna get ourselves together for the second part. We are gonna come back. We're gonna finish our conversation on the book. We're gonna rate the book. I do have a hot take on the audiobook from book one.
Okay.
And then we're gonna close it out. So listen to these commercials. By doing that, you are supporting the podcast, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Where else should we go?
I mean, I'm still stuck on the fact that Anna is 800 years old and doesn't know how to punch anybody or fight anything and just spent the whole book sitting passively, letting her man carry her all over the world to hide.
But she's so weak. That's why.
So
I've got to believe if I was 800 years old, I'd be the fucking assassin of assassins. No one could come up and get me. No one could get the drop
absolutely
on me
not.
because I would be trying to protect myself all the time.
Mhm.
I would be very hard to kill
You'd have
after
800
800 years.
years of
Mm-hmm.
practice
Mm-hmm.
to hone your skills.
Yeah.
And what are Anna's skills? Like,
She got none. Oh, she can be
nothing.
a beekeeper and grow plants.
But yeah, the mint and rosemary.
Yeah, she can grow herbs and be a beekeeper. Those are her
Mhm.
skills. That is
It was so frustrating.
and I think also another reason for that Anna did not resonate with either one of us is because we like strong female
Mhm.
leads. And
Yes.
Anna was the opposite of that.
Yes. Yes. Protecting kids is strong, But I keep coming back to that one scene in book 1 where she's with the Nazi guy and he's holding a gun on her. And in
Right.
her head, she's literally
Yep.
saying, "I know this bullet won't pierce me, like, this bullet's just gonna bounce off of me." But the Nazi is saying, "Hey, take off your clothes, I'm gonna shoot you." And she just takes
And
off
she
her
does
clothes and
it.
hands it to him.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's gonna happen next? I don't know. He's gonna try and shoot me, and then what?" And, like, she just
See,
stands there. She has to wait for somebody else to come in and save her when
and I
she's
don't,
800 years
yeah,
old.
I guess I'm going to say something a little controversial here. I don't think taking care of kids is a quote unquote strong character trait. I think it's an honorable character
Mhm.
trait. You want to do the right thing, but I don't think that means you're a strong person because
I agree and disagree because Ira, who raised Karan and then helped all the kids, she was strong.
she was, but
I
she
feel
was
like she could
completely different.
wallop anybody with a frying pan. Like,
Hmm.
she had the strength. Anna never had that.
Right. But her whole being, that was her whole
Mhm.
personality. That wasn't Anna's
Yeah.
driver. It wasn't.
No.
So that's how they're completely different. So in her respect, like her whole even magic developed around that,
Mhm.
right? Her need to protect and like shuttle these kids to and fro, attract
Yeah.
children. That was
Yeah.
her whole thing. So I feel like in her respect, yeah, that was strong because that like fed into literally her powers and stuff, what she was
Yes.
able to do. But Anna, I think, was doing it because I don't know. Maybe she just felt that no one protected her, so maybe let me help protect some kids, which is
And she
fine.
was
Like I said, that's
lonely.
honorable. That's honorable.
It's honorable, yeah,
But is
but
it
it's
strong?
boring, and it's just kids, and then she has to be the martyr and leave her son on his wedding day because people might talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die mad about that.
She's a very weak character, in my opinion, through and through. I think she has some good intentions there. Although I think some of them were misguided because she really didn't know herself at all,
Yeah,
even 800 years later.
yeah. 800 years later, and she's still stuck doing the same thing over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
even the character, that kid who is now in his late 30s,
Mhm.
he's treating her like she's a child.
Yep, he's gotta take care of her.
Yeah, and the author even points it out. Like, it's a role reversal almost. I'm like, "What the hell?
Mhm.
The heck's
And
going on?"
again, that's why I kind of wanted them to die at the end. Like, I wanted to have one last chapter of them just living their mortal lives, figuring out how to be adults, and then dying peacefully in their sleep. Like any good tragedy literary fiction book, let them grow a little bit and then die
See,
peacefully. They didn't need to be immortal again.
I didn't think there was any way they died together because he was so old and decrepit. He needed all these pain meds just to survive a day.
I
I'm
know.
like, he's gonna die and she's gonna be left alone.
But I figured she'd kill herself to be with him because
Ugh.
very
Oh, she
Romeo
probably would.
Juliet
She probably
style.
would because she's so
Mhm.
whack. She probably wouldn't figure out any other thing but to do that or
Yeah,
walk off in the ocean or some shit. I don't know.
something like that. Lay down under the tree and, like, get buried in the roots or something. I don't know, but, like, that would have been the character growth. That would have been showing her that she can grow into an adult and then, you know, live the mortal life that
Hmm.
she's been living for the last 800 years.
Right.
But that's my hot take.
Yeah. Okay. So since you mentioned hot take, I have a hot take on the audiobook from last
But yeah,
month
yeah, yeah.
because now either I got to give the author a little bit more credit because this book was either easier to get through because the pacing was either faster or maybe I'd acclimated. I don't know. I got this done really fast. But last month was such a struggle bus and I was listening to the audiobook.
Mhm.
So I think the audiobook narrator did not help that book at all.
I
I think
mean,
I think the narrator did that was not correct for the book now because usually the audiobook speeds things up, not slows them down. I was fighting for my life to finish that book on time with the audiobook.
to be fair, That book was rough. It
It
was
was.
so slow.
But I went from what we spent, I don't know, I must have had like 4 weeks lead into that I could have read that book or listened to that audiobook. And I was listening for like 3 weeks. I think I actively was listening off and on for 3 weeks. Couldn't get
I
that
mean,
shit done. Barely.
nothing happened in that book. It was
I know.
so
So maybe it's a little bit of that and a little bit that the story is actually a little better because I got this done in a little over 2 days, this one,
I know. Yeah.
without an audiobook. And I just had some little AI talker helping me toward the end, and I still got through it.
I mean,
So,
okay, so this one did have a little bit of a plot. They're being chased. They have to
yeah,
hide. There's some action. The last book had none of that.
yeah. So
So
maybe it's a little bit of
it's a
both,
little bit of both. I would
but
say it's a
that
little bit of both.
because I have read slow books before, but or listened to them, and I
Mhm.
just now that I think, I'm like, wow, maybe that narrator wasn't that good.
Also, you had a tight deadline for this one.
I
Like, you
did.
had to finish.
Look, so low key, I don't know what the hell happened. I think my job has just been trying to take me out. That's what I think. But like, I literally, like, I finished the Buddy Read book in
Mhm.
plenty of time. I said, oh, yeah, I got a couple days. I can, here I am thinking I could just have a couple days rest and then pick up this book. And
Mhm.
I know what happened. The Buddy Read recording got rescheduled. And so I put this book out of my mind and said, oh, I don't have to record the Buddy Read for another 4 days.
No.
And then, because I usually put one to bed and start
Yeah.
the next one, even if
Yeah.
it's only a week in between.
Mhm.
So then I was like, I woke up. It was Sunday morning. I was like, fuck! Literally in the bed scrolling through my phone. I said, oh shit, that's today. Oh no. And I just shot off that message. And then I was like, oh no, it's like 7 a.m. She's asleep.
So, my life has been absolutely insane, and no excuses, I just forgot.
Mm.
Saturday night at midnight, 7 hours before you texted me, I sat up and went, "Oh, fuck, it's tomorrow." So I pulled that book out, and I read 100 pages right then. I
Yeah.
set an alarm to get up early to try and finish it before noon. Oh my god, no,
Yeah.
it's so funny that we both forgot and then,
Yeah.
like,
I was like,
both
that's bad.
remembered.
I don't think that's ever happened before where we both kind of
Never.
check out.
I don't think so. My god, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, this one, it was rough. It was rough.
Mhm. It was. I would never recommend this to anyone
Mm-mm.
personally because I feel like people who like what we like wouldn't really like
Yeah,
this.
no, not at all. This
Yeah,
is
you
very
generally speaking. I know there's some outliers here and there, but in
Mhm.
general, if you want the action, you want the sexy, you
Yeah, if you
want
want genre fiction, this
yeah,
is not genre.
it's not.
If I meet somebody who wants literary or,
Mhm.
they want the quote unquote boring historical, yeah, I
Mhm.
might recommend this to them, but like, no, not to anybody who likes or wants genre, who wants a very active plot and a lot of character growth. This is not
Right.
that.
No, not at all. Mm-mm. Wah, wah.
Not at all. I mean, like, I
No.
can't even think of a character I like.
I think I kinda liked, was it Silas who was the guy who kept coming around, or was he the other guy?
Silas was the one who she was friends with in book 1,
Yeah,
and the other guy whose name I've just erased from my brain, he
yeah,
showed
because
up
he
here.
just okay, so Silas, I feel like I liked him in book 1, and I kinda like him here. He showed up to tell them, "Hey, you gots to go, like, now."
Mhm.
So and he gave her the weapon. So I kinda like him, and of course, Silas had the ability to, like, kinda, I guess, persuade. He could kinda just take people over by kissing them, right?
Mhm.
That was his skill?
No, that was his
That was his
boyfriend's.
boyfriend? Okay, that was the
Yeah.
boyfriend skill. Okay, I'm already
Except they kept
confusing
calling
them.
him the lover. The
Yeah.
lovers were fighting. The lovers
The
were doing this. The lovers, and I was like, "Oh my Jesus God, stop."
Oh, that's right, because Silas was able to find ways to safety. He was
Mhm.
able
Yeah,
to,
he
like,
was,
listen
like,
to the world.
lucky and find ways to safety and
Yeah,
be protected, and it was his lover that could kiss
yeah.
you and control you. Oh.
That sounds like a blast. Do not be kissing on me. Sir, get away.
No. Yeah, did that work on Silas? I never
No,
said.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I liked him. And again, I liked the kid from this book. I did like his character, even though he was kind of like at the beginning and then the end. But
Mhm.
that was it, though.
Yeah. I like the kid, but he just makes me so mad because her first kid deserves so much better. Her first kid deserved this kind of love, and he didn't get it.
But that's what happens in life.
I
The
know.
first kid,
Well, the first kid gets
you
thrown
know,
out.
the first kid, oh, you get dropped on your head. It's fine. The first kid just, has to do all the heavy lifting. And the second and third kid, the parents seem to do better usually.
The opposite is true for my family. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
My gosh. Okay. What else? I think that's it. I feel like we should rate it. I'm kind of like,
I'm done.
can't
Yeah,
think
I
of
could
anything
keep
else.
complaining. I could point out more plot holes or lack of consistency, and I don't have anything nice to say. Well,
I'm
okay, it
trying to
is
think.
well written for a literary book, but this
Yeah.
is not anywhere near the romance genre.
No, not at all. I kind of like the idea of gods. It was kind of giving me like at the part where they were all together
Mhm.
under like by the tree and talking to the first and stuff. And he was like kind of trying to run them over and,
Mhm.
get them to do what he wanted. He thought he was in charge. So that scene, it was giving me kind of like the God side of Avengers.
Mm,
Like they
yeah.
all kind of like came together and figured out, okay, we're gonna take this guy out, like figure this out. Except for the one girl who's so loyal who ended up being a puppet.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I feel like the idea of using gods in this way was interesting, but she waited too late to execute that. Like it could have
Mhm.
been.
This should have been one book,
Yeah.
or the first should have been an issue from the end of Act 1, Book 1.
Mhm.
Like, it should have been a much longer plot, an actual, like, plot device,
Yeah.
because that's genre rules, whereas
Mhm.
literary, you can wander around and do whatever for however long you want just 'cause. And again, that's why this is not genre. This is just literary. But yeah, no, you're right. It was interesting at the end, but we're 85, 90% of the way through book 2. We get 1 chapter with it, and then it's done.
Mhm.
It's boring.
Yeah.
Like, it's just straight up boring.
Yeah, I agree. Overall, it's boring. The whole duology as a whole
Yes.
is boring. Overarching
Mhm.
theme is boredom. It's just slow moving. But yeah, I think there were opportunities missed definitely to make that story better,
Absolutely.
which is kind of disappointing. But
There was so much potential, and it just
potential, it's always potential.
it's always potential. I fall for the potential, always.
We both do sometimes. I mean, heck, our last book, it started out so strong and then
Strong.
it just crumbled at the end. It was like, what happened? It just totally
At
tanked at
least
the
the
end there.
first 2 books delivered on the potential,
Yeah. And then
but
crash and burn, as
and
I
then crash
say.
and burn. Crash, crash, and burn.
We need a winner.
We
We
need a
got it.
winner.
We're
We need something good.
we're gonna pick a winner in our after show
Yes.
today. Damn it. Come hell or high water. We are picking a winner. If it kills me. No, not
No,
literally.
no,
But you
don't
know
let
what I'm
it kill you.
saying. Not literally. um yeah, okay, let's rate it, I think.
You wanna go first?
Sure. I think I'm gonna surprise you with this. I'm gonna give it a 3.
That is a surprise.
I think the first one I gave a 2,
Mhm,
and this one I'm gonna give it a 3 because of all the reasons that I already shared. Like it clearly had the edge over the first book.
mhm.
So I'll give it credit for that. And the fact that I was able to finish this shit so fast
Yeah.
and still get some enjoyment out of it, even though it was a rough go, I
Mhm,
think it earned the point just from that aspect alone. But it is still not a recommended. Usually threes for us on Shelf Addiction, it's like middle of the road. It's meh. It's
mhm.
fine. It's not praise. It's not shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I landed. What about you?
So I think you're being too nice. I'm sticking with the 2-star.
Okay.
It fell apart for me. Even though there was a little bit more plot and a little bit more action, it did not hit any good notes for me. So 2 stars.
Eek.
2 stars across the board. Also with 3 stars. 3 stars are great. I recommend 3-star books all the time. This one I'm not recommending. So,
You recommend 3-star books?
yeah, like if I think a book is fine, I'll recommend it to anybody.
Hmm. You're good.
Mhm.
I'll say
3
that.
stars are not bad. Like, I
Mhm.
have very high standards, and I know that. So I know
Mhm.
my 3 stars could be somebody else's 5 stars.
Yeah, that's true. But that's a good point. Valid, especially if you know that it's something that they would like or something
Yeah,
they
oh, yeah, no, when I
already.
give recommendations, I wanna know what
Yeah.
they like, what's their spice level, like, what do they want in a book, and
Mhm.
if I ever meet somebody who likes literary, historical, whatever, I might point them in this direction, or I might find something else to give them, but, like, no, if I think a book is good and I give it, like, a good 3-star, like, it's a good solid book, I
Mhm.
recommend that shit to people too. Just because it's
Okay.
boring for me doesn't mean it's gonna be boring for somebody else.
Mhm. That's true. That's very true. You got a point there. Okay. I should mention this will air before the Black Romance Book Fest happens on May 29th in Atlanta. So if you happen to be walking around there and you see me, feel free to say hi. I'll be
Ooh,
there. Yeah, I'm going down a couple days early to hang out with my family. And then Classy will be there working. She's working it with one of her authors. So we're going to hang out a little bit while we're both in the same city.
that's fun.
Yeah, I think it should be a good time. So if you are headed to the ATL and you're going to be at that event, look out for me.
Awesome.
Yes, randomly. I mean, people who listen to the podcast might be able to hear me if I'm talking. That happened to me one time. I went to a book festival thing
Huh?
and I was standing in line and I was talking to someone and someone says, she looks at me and she said, "I know your voice." I said,
That's
"What?"
amazing.
I was shocked. I'm like, "What? Yeah, I know you're on Show Fiction." I said, "Oh." That surprised me. I said, "Hey, what's up, girl?"
Amazing.
That was so weird. I never look, who thinks that you would be recognized off this little tiny little podcast?
I mean, good for you. We've been doing
Yeah,
this for close to
years,
a decade
years and
now.
years. Yeah, so long. We are
So
diehards. Like we are
long.
professional podcasters
We
at this
are.
point.
We
Yeah.
really are.
Yeah, we're old school pros. I mean, we have so much more
We've been reviewing
street cred.
books since what,
Yeah.
2010?
Yeah, we got
And
lots
then
of
we
street
started
cred out
this
here.
a few years after that.
Mhm.
Damn. I feel
We
old.
are authority when it comes to this stuff. It's
Yes.
us. Yeah.
Yes. So when I tell you I know genre and this is not
Mhm.
genre, trust me.
Yeah, she knows what she's saying. And this is her job as well.
Yes. Yes.
There's that.
There's that.
Right. Okay, I think we should end it there. What do you think?
Yes, let's end it.
Okay, so for those of you still listening, thank you so much for listening to the entire episode. We appreciate you for doing that. And we will catch you in the next one. Until then, keep your TBR high and your spoilers tagged. Bye, guys. Did you enjoy today's episode? If so, please head over to Apple Podcast or Spotify and leave a positive 5-star review. It's a simple action that makes a big difference. You can also like this episode on your favorite podcast player or share it with your fellow bookworm friends on social media. Joining the Shelf Addiction Patreon family is another way to support us. For as little as $2 a month, you can help our team create even more amazing bookish content. If Patreon isn't your thing, consider becoming a supporter on the Spreaker app for just $5 a month and gain access to exclusive audio-only content. You can find me everywhere, including Instagram, X, and TikTok under the handle Shelf Addiction. Join our book club of the same name on the book club's website and app, where we discuss all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven Network. Thanks for tuning in.